Strawberry lemonade is one of the most refreshing and simple drinks to make. It's delicious, and I'm going to show you how I make it. I start by adding a cup of water to a small saucepan. Once the water's hot, I go ahead and add some white granulated sugar to the pot. I'm basically making a simple syrup. I found it's much easier to sweeten the lemonade with simple syrup as opposed to the sugar crystals. So once I stir constantly, I notice eventually that the sugar has dissolved completely, and this is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and leave this simple syrup here, turn off the heat, and set it aside to cool for later. Next, I'm going to be using an entire 16-ounce box of strawberries. So I go ahead and rinse them off with some water and then set them back aside, and basically go ahead and cut off all the tops of the strawberries. I do this fairly quickly. Once I'm done, I take all the strawberries and I basically go ahead and add them to my blender. Now I'm using the Vitamix, which is a fairly strong blender, so I don't cut the strawberries at all. I add 1 cup of water and then go ahead and blend the strawberries. Now I run the blender only very briefly and not very high because I actually want kind of like this thick chunky texture. I like to have little pieces and bits of strawberries inside of my lemonade to taste as sort of like little surprises. But if you want it more fine, you just have to blend it for longer. You can see this is the texture that I do and what I prefer. This is what's nice about the drink, is that it's very customizable. Next, I use one of our favorite tools to juice the lemons. It has little marks on the side, which helps me easily be able to keep track of exactly how much lemon juice I've done so far. So I slice the lemons and then go ahead and juice all up into this container. I like to use this instead of the handheld juicer that you've seen me use before, just because it helps me track exactly how much juice I have. So I go ahead and keep juicing and juicing until I've had enough fresh squeezed lemon juice. The goal is that I want to have exactly 1 cup of lemon juice in the end. For me, it usually takes about 6 to 7 lemons to get 1 cup. I take a spoon and press it down very lightly just to get the little bits of juice out, but trying not to push down any of the pulp. I'm pretty satisfied in the end because I can see that just basically 1 tiny little seed has come through, but besides that, the tool did a pretty good job of keeping all the seeds on top. So I fish out that 1 seed, and then I'm basically ready to make the lemonade. It does have some pulp, which again I said I like. If you don't like any pulp, you can always go ahead and strain this lemon juice, or also strain the strawberries as well. So now it's time to bring everything together. I first put the pureed strawberries into the container, and then I go ahead and take 2 cups of water and basically rinse out the rest of the strawberries from the blender and go ahead and pour that in. Once the blender is adequately rinsed out, I go ahead and grab some extra water, basically an additional 2 cups that I'm going to be adding a little bit later. Then I'm going to be adding my cooled simple syrup that I had set aside. You can see with it being liquid, it's going to be very easy to sweeten. Then I put in the fresh squeezed lemon juice, followed by the additional 2 cups of water. You can do as much as you prefer. This is a little bit sweeter, but it's how I tend to like it. Then I go ahead and mix it all together, and it's basically perfect and ready. You can feel free to make it a little bit less sweet if you prefer by adding some additional water, but when I taste it, it's perfect and ready. It's a refreshing drink, perfect for the warm weather. I love this recipe because it's very customizable. Sometimes we actually go ahead and use sparkling water instead of the regular filtered water, just when we're wanting a little bit of extra fizz.